We have a bus driver on the line. Jeff Cooper's in Sheffield. I'd like to talk to Jeff. I know you've got to go and drive your bus shortly, Jeff, so make your point if you would.
OK, the point is, you mentioned earlier on about bus fares.
Yeah.
I work for a stagecoach in Yorkshire, and our fares haven't gone up for 3 years, and yet, despite that, I'm driving buses from a market town, Chesterfield, into Sheffield city centre, and the roads are still clogged up with cars, most of which have got one person in an area that has a pretty good bus infrastructure. So, I could be cynical and say, obviously, petrol prices aren't high enough. Otherwise, they would be leaving the car at home, and getting the bus. And, in Sheffield, sorry, I'm a bit out of breath because I'm just about to set off again. But, £10 a week to use any bus in Sheffield. It's not an advert. There are other companies doing this as well. £12 for the bus and the tram for a week. My son, who, like a lot of kids, is car mad, had an old BMW that he was taking to work. It's costing him over £30 a week. It broke down. He now uses the bus, and it costs him between 10 and 14, depending on the area he's travelling from and to. And he thinks it's incredibly good value.
In which case, this is not really your domain, but I'm wondering what's happening in your marketing department. If you haven't put your prices up for 3 years, all these people are still sitting in their cars. It's costing them a fortune to do it. Why aren't they getting on your bus?
Well, I think there's a big class issue in Britain about buses. All our buses have huge adverts on the back saying this, and car drivers sit looking at them in traffic jams that they've caused. And we go past them in bus lanes quite often, and they're looking at these adverts, and it's proven that adverts on buses work. But I do think that for a huge number of middle-class, middle-aged, particularly businessmen, there is virtually nothing you could do to drag them onto a bus. They have a terrible attitude of snobbery. Wasn't it Thatcher who said, any man who reaches 30 and still travelling by bus is a failure?
That has certainly been attributed to her. Yeah. I can't honestly, off the top of my head, quote it back to you accurately, but you may be right on that.
Yeah.
Jeff, thank you.
OK.
If anybody's listening in the Sheffield area, Jeff's bus is the one to catch. Here's Shari.